Finding a balance in the morning, especially during daylight savings, is hard, so I try my best to follow a routine. Hey Busy Bees, it's Zung, and it's been a while since I've done one of these videos, so I thought today I'd share an updated morning routine with a toddler. I'm partnering with Brandless to share how I go about my morning with Erisy, from making her breakfast to spending quality time with her, and also maximizing the nutrition in the food that I eat. That we eat, actually. So we usually start the day off around 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and the first thing that I have to do is brush my teeth and apply moisturizer and sunscreen. I'm using this water-based moisturizer by Laneige that feels like silk on my skin. This is a light day moisturizer, and then I just top it off with some SPF 45 by Biossance. I do this first because I like letting the moisturizer and sunscreen soak into my skin before I apply any makeup later. Alright, we head downstairs now, and Erisy is becoming super independent, and going down the stairs makes me a little bit nervous with her, so we have been teaching her to hold on to the railing and my hand as we go down the stairs slowly. We're officially awake now, and it's breakfast time. I prepare Erisy's breakfast first because girls gotta eat. And typically what she gets is a little bit of bagel with cheese, and then a side of yogurt that I mix in with some strawberries, and a small side of blueberries, which she calls mimis. I have no idea how that happened, but she calls berries mimis. Of course, she always eats the fruit first, scrapes off the cheese with her teeth, and then for the yogurt, I give her a spoon and things get messy. But I love seeing her feeding herself and maneuvering her utensils, even if it doesn't always end up in her mouth. Hopefully one day she can eat a little cleaner, but right now it's so darn cute watching her feed herself. And now it's my turn. I have to have a hot drink in the morning, whether it's summer or winter time. And lately, I've been really into matcha lattes in the morning. And I'm so excited to have found this Brandless matcha powder in their wellness collection. This matcha powder is organic, gluten-free, vegan, and non-GMO, and it's sold at a really fair price. Brandless believes that everybody deserves better, and better does not have to cost you more. Usually when I find organic matcha powder, it's pretty steep, like the prices are pretty unaffordable, but this one is at a super fair price, and they pass on their just what matters, high quality standards, better for you goodness, offered at fair prices. So I'm just gonna add 1 teaspoon of this matcha powder into my mug. And then I'll pour in about 1/4 cup of boiling water. And then with my Latte whisk, I'm just gonna mix, mix, mix. Now I have a matcha whisk, but I found that switching to this tool actually helps me make a smoother matcha latte, because before with the whisk, I would always get a little bit of clumping at the end, but as you can see, it mixed everything thoroughly. All right, now I'm gonna add my flavorings. I have like 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a drizzle of honey, just to sweeten things up, and then I have steamed almond milk that I'll just top off in the mug. Almond milk is one of my favorite milks to use with a matcha latte just because it's nutty, it's creamy, and it pairs really well with the earthy, grassy flavor of a matcha powder. All right, let's give it a try. Gorgeous green color. If you're new to learning about matcha, it's basically a green tea that's been ground down to a very fine powder, and it has subtle, earthy, grassy notes. It's very smooth and creamy when in a latte like this, but other uses for matcha powder includes putting it into a smoothie or even baked goods. I have a ton of videos on that too, so I'll link a playlist in the end. Now I can't just have a matcha latte for breakfast, so let's make one of my new favorite things, a smoothie, a thick smoothie bowl. So ever since Hawaii, when I had that tropical smoothie bowls, I've really been enjoying smoothies that you can eat with a spoon. So that's what we're gonna make today. I'm gonna start by adding our frozen fruit. I have half a banana and about a quarter cup of frozen cherries. I'm gonna add them to the blender, and I'm actually gonna blend them first until they resemble like a course meal, because doing this first prevents the blender from getting stuck, if you know what I mean. Whenever you do like smoothies and the fruit's at the bottom and frozen, it holds everything back. So we're gonna blend this first. Of course, if it gets stuck like this, just move the banana around with the spoon and keep blending. Our fruit looks good. Don't worry if it doesn't break up too much, because after we add everything, it's gonna blend again. So now I'm gonna add healthy fats. I'm gonna add about 1 tablespoon of almond butter. And then I'm gonna add about 2 teaspoons of this Brandless maca powder. Maca powder is a Peruvian superfood that comes from a root. It has a somewhat butterscotchy flavor that pairs really well with nut butters, which is why I added the almond butter. It's also organic, gluten-free, and non-GMO. Just a few other ingredients: a quarter of an avocado just to make it nice and creamy, 2 teaspoons of coconut flakes, and finally about a quarter cup of almond milk. All right, now with my spoon, I'm just gonna give it a quick stir because the frozen fruit at the bottom probably semi-solidified. That way you get the liquid at the bottom so that everything blends up nicely. Remember, this is supposed to be a thick smoothie, so if it does get stuck, don't worry, just give it another mix. All right. Okay, now I'm just gonna pour it into my cup. I know I said bowl earlier, but I love these jars just because they're easy to hold, and then I can hold my mug. Scrape every last bit of it. It actually looks like a pudding. Super duper thick. That's just how I like it. And then we'll top it with a little bit of sliced almonds for a crunch, and then some fresh strawberries. Quick bite before we continue our morning routine. Like I said, it's nutty, malty, fruity, and delicious. This is such a healthy treat, and it's gonna keep me full pretty much all morning. I'm gonna grab my matcha latte and my breakfast, and I'll show you what I usually do next. Once breakfast is made for all of us, Nate plays with Erisy and Ollie upstairs while I get a little bit of alone time. While I eat my breakfast, I like to multitask and listen to podcasts that inspires me and help me learn a little bit more about my business. I love listening to The Gold Digger by Jenna Kutcher. She's a hustler, an entrepreneur, and a new mom, so I really respect her. She has so much knowledge for everything that goes on in this industry, especially being a woman entrepreneur. Since I'm fairly new at doing this full time, I love to absorb as much as I can from mentors and leaders in the industry, something that I feel like I'm missing since I left my full-time corporate job. Fueling my mind and educating myself is something that I actually really thrive on. All right, breakfast and learning hour is done, and now it's time to get some sun and play with my girl. We are at the park, and this is pretty much where I get my exercise in, chasing after her at the playground. She loves the swings, we go sliding, and exploring in the grass. I really love her at this age. She's having so much fun, just like running around, learning how to talk, and I get sad thinking about when she has to go to school because I won't have this time to hang out together anymore, so I really cherish these moments. And that about wraps up my morning routine as far as life goes these days. Let me know what you think and how you spend your mornings. Give me a sun emoji and a, is there a swing emoji? I don't think so, but give me just a heart emoji. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!